Hello guys, today is March 3rd, 2021, and this is the first year I'm celebrating my grandmother's birthday without her. So I guess one of the first things we're going to start doing is putting on yellow. Yellow was her favorite color, even though I fucking hate it. Imagine that, right? But we only live once, and might as well just do the damn thing. But this is not it. I'm gonna get as much yellow as I can for this outfit. Once again, today is March 3rd, 2021, and today's my grandmother's birthday. Okay, so since today's my grandmother's birthday, I decided to go explore, walk the town a little bit here in Gallatin. I'm gonna go to a local coffee shop here and get a coffee. That was one of her favorite things to drink, as well as mine, so I mean I can't complain. So we're gonna just tour the town a little bit and keep you updated. Thanks guys. So here's some shops here in historic downtown Gallatin. Guess I had to be plain Jane today. Just getting me a large black coffee. Boring, I know. But hey, it's what you like. Okay, so I feel somewhat accomplished after today. Went in, toured downtown Gallatin for the most part, went through to a few different shops and boutiques and places that sell antiques and gifts and things like that. Enjoyed the coffee, and now I'm on my walk home. I did go to quite a few stores that I've never been to. I've been to yeah, experience. It was a good experience because I've really never been out of the house and such. I had to do this alone, but hey, it's a beautiful day and God has blessed me with another one. Okay. To the many people that know me, know that last year in May, our grandmother passed away. Today's her birthday. I've endured so much this past year, financially, losing loved ones, a husband getting in a wreck. And in 2 months, it'll be a year since I've last seen my grandma. It's hard. This video is hard. Today has been hard. But I've dealt with so much over the past year. So many people neglected to even realize, to care, to ask me how I was doing. But thank you for the people that have. But today is March 3rd, 2021. And I'm still here. Happy birthday. Here today, what's today's date?
It is June 7th, 2022.
And what time is it currently?
5:31 in the morning.
And what is your name?
Haley Michelle Hulcy.
And who are you in relation to me?
I'm your sister, your older sister. That's a pain in your ass, but still.
Not wrong. Have you heard about Truther?
Some. I've heard some about it.
Okay. Do you have any idea of what's it about?
I know it's about maybe your life, our life, things that have happened recently during COVID. But other than that, no.
Okay, so tell the audience a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you come from, hobbies, likes, employer.
Employer? Nobody. Because I make fucking quit. I'm Haley Michelle Hulcy. I am 27 years old. I have 2 kids, Gavin and Graceland. My hobbies, I like to do crafts, bake, stuff I haven't got to do recently because my job sucked the life out of me, but
Really?
I'm from Dandridge, Tennessee, where all the great fans at that I never get to see, which I'm truly sorry. But now I have time for that. And I kind of haven't went back because the whole grandma thing a little fucked me up. But
How did COVID affect you?
other than wearing the damn mask that suffocated me, I mean, I had COVID and it was for 10 days straight. I survived. People made a big deal, basically. If you sleep through it, you'll be alright. I mean, it's just another flu or whatever. They just made a big deal out of nothing, or the government did, I believe. It affected me mentally. You're not getting to see anybody's face. You don't see anybody's emotions to like how you guys interact with each other. I when someone's talking to me, I look directly at them so I can see what type of emotion they're feeling when they're telling me something, and COVID prevented that a lot, and I hate that. And it made like times like gloomy or like depressing because you can't see or interact with people the proper way that you're supposed to. I mean, it was just kind of shit.
What was life like for you pre-COVID, before the whole pandemic, the quarantine?
It feels like so long that what was life like? I mean, I had my usual McDonald's job, but people weren't afraid of people. I mean, they were, but to an extent of like bad people and good people. COVID, like pre-COVID, I guess, it was like happier times. Like you got to do so much more with your family. Go on vacation. You get to go take kids to the park without having to be scared of touching something and your kid getting COVID. You know, it's just, I'm so happy it's almost over, I hope.
And honestly, post-COVID, how has that been for you? How have you adapted? How have you lived? How have you...
I feel like it's something that could have happened a few weeks ago. I feel like it's been years, and I have to like think to myself, okay, when did this really happen? You know, time feels like, I guess you would say longer, like something happened longer, way before, you know, it actually happened, because we were shut out for a whole year and a half on doing anything before people were like, oh, it's okay to come out, or no mask mandate, or no this or no that. And I mean, COVID's just depressing. I mean, you have the believers of COVID and the non-believers, and that's a whole big fight. And then you have like people like me that are so used to seeing people's faces, and then you go from that to barely seeing your family, because family don't even want to go around each other because COVID.
Tell us more about possibly your mental illnesses that you've had before, or that you've developed, you know, after the whole COVID outbreak, maybe some better or worsening of those
illnesses if you do have them, or your mental state in general?
I mean, okay, well, when I was younger, like a teenager, I dealt with like a lot of like depression or, you know, I guess self-esteem issues, fucking, you know, you name it. Like, I mean, I used to cut for fuck's sakes. And then, like, before COVID, I transferred from Indian Lake McDonald's, and I hated my job there. And that was because my boss. And I wanted to get away from him, so I transferred to White House McDonald's, and everything was great until they gave me the same district manager. Everything was great. And then it was like jokes was on me because he was like, okay, you can go. I don't want you to go. But guess what? He followed right behind me. Things were smooth. I mean, I did back cash for a year and a half. I was happy. I loved seeing my customers because at least when they came through drive-thru, they did not have that mask on. And all of my customers there, they were like so sweet, you know. I mean, I can't tell you numerous times that tells me I'm the best person that's ever worked that window in so many years. I mean, I miss you guys truly if any of you are watching, but those were like happy times until Jason like came there and then started to be, you know, himself. And it made me not want to be there. And their double standard line conniving bullshit made me hate my job. And I finally got the promotion that I've always wanted, which was kitchen manager. And I get that. And it seems like the person that promoted me there was backstabbing me the whole time. Someone I truly, like, at first we did not like get along at all. We butted heads. Like, I wouldn't like listen to anything she said. I'm like, nah, dude, whatever. You're too young. You've only been with the company this many years. I've been here 12, going on 13 years in my life. And then she was like, okay, well, I'm going to take you out of the window after a year and a half, obviously. And then I became the kitchen manager. I love my kitchen team. They were the greatest employees I've ever had. And at the same time, I'm having like Sophia, like, oh, Haley, you can do it, or yeah, you're doing so great, or your food cost went from this to this, or blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, it felt like she was going to Jason, oh, well, she was late this day. So, okay, so for 2 weeks, you mean to tell me I was late a few times, but I haven't been late in a year and a half, and you're going to fucking throw a fit about that? So, I mean, my mental state when I had the kitchen, it was great until I felt like I was being done wrong or overworked. During COVID, I worked 6 days a week, fucking 11 months straight, and you mean to tell me they're going to write me up, give me 4 documents on me being late 2 times or 3 times in 2 weeks? But who was there for you? Who came in on that 6th day? Who came in on every Saturday when you needed help? They didn't look at that. And I felt like I was getting taken advantage of, and I left them shocked. I mean, I originally was going to put in a notice anyway, but I mean, when they had Jason of all people, like, I went from one store to another to get away from him. Why send him my way? I told Ted, I told all of them that, like, hey, I want to transfer there. It's closer to my house. It's 10 minutes away. And then here he is. So I just quit. I walked out and quit. I'm not going to lie. I wasted 13 years of my life stressed and worried about a job that don't give a damn about me. So here we are, job hunting. But anything's better than that place because mentally it is exhausting. And you need to know your self-worth before you let a job run your life. Like our dad did. I had to add that. I know it's not funny, but Tommy, you do work way too much. And your family needs to know your place when your family, not McDonald's.
And tell me about the most recent death, maybe that has affected you or has impacted your mental health, maybe your work ethic, your I don't know, like you said, your tardiness. Has there been any situation? Or?
When my grandmother died, it was hard to accept at first. Like, I still, to this day, I still don't believe. Like, I know it's happened, but at the same time, it's hard to believe. Like, having flashbacks and memories of, like, when we were younger, you know. And the day that she died, there was no funeral, there was no ceremony. It was just the phone call of, hey, she died after you left. After my so-called grandfather of almost 25 years, I believe, 24 years, I would say, because I was 25 when it happened. He's out all day at the bar, getting drunk while my grandma is laying there dying at home. And I ran to the store real quick, and my son was asleep there. And mind you, again, my grandfather wasn't there at all. My uncle was there, and he told me, just leave him there, he's asleep, you know. Well, I'll go to the store. I come back like 15 minutes later, and we sat with grandma for a few hours. And then when my grandfather drunkenly decides to show up, he was like, you left your son here, blah blah, you need to leave, blah blah blah, just acting out of character, like, just like, are you not understanding my grandmother's in here dying and you're out here fucking shouting because I left for 15 goddamn minutes? Mind you, it was my son and my daughter were hungry, so they wanted the pizza that they had saw in the freezer. So I went out and bought them another pizza, even though they did say we could have it. You know, I was doing the right thing. I don't know anybody's financial stability or any of that. I don't know if it was maybe their last meal, this, that, the third. So I went out to get them a new one, and I brought it back, and this is how I get treated. You just need to leave. And my remark was, because me being me, I was fucking leaving anyway, because you're like showing your ass, my kids are here, and my grandma's dying, and you're in there shouting while she's dying. Like, you don't want the last memory she has in her fucking head at 60, how old, 4? 60,
65, I think.
yeah, 65, before she's laid to rest forever, is you fucking shouting at her granddaughter for being at the grocery store. And for a long time after that, after we got the phone call, after we got back to Mom's house that night, the next day my boss expected me to be at work at 4 a.m. So this isn't even, 6 hours after it happened. They want me to go to work. I had a bad day, you know, because I was still in shock. And then after that day, after I got my ass chewed because times were too high, you know, just forget your family, right? Forget that your grandma died 6 hours ago, but you're at work and your times are high. I'm going to chew you out. I was like, okay, whatever. I just kind of put it in the back of my head, like, out of sight, out of mind. Don't talk about it, you know. Don't speak to me about it. Don't joke about it. Don't mention it. And that's just kind of how I dealt with it for a long time. One day I was getting up and getting ready for work, and my husband, he decided he would look through some old pictures, and he found a picture of me and my grandma the summer prior to her dying, and he had hung it up on my wall beside the bed, and I did not realize it. And that's when it really hit me. I was getting ready, I was in a hurry, and I just stopped what I was doing, like, in shock, and I just started crying.